All right, so yesterday we talked about how interest rates are the key to unlock the housing market. And there's one chart that really stood out to me, and that's that down payments for people that are buying homes right now are going through the roof. And what does that tell you about the housing market? If you're looking at the housing market as a buyer, investor, trying to figure out where the housing market's going, if you're waiting to sell, waiting to buy, it takes you right back to why I did the Spider-Man meme yesterday. It's a standoff we've never seen before in the housing market. The only real comparable we have to pull any similarities from is the early 80s, where we saw a period of inflation drive up home values to where interest rates skyrocketed, affordability disappeared, which actually by most metrics, and it surprises people, was worse than today. I know there are a lot of factors to consider between the 80s and today, from iPhones to avocado toast. But in simple terms, affordability, the household income to the household mortgage payment, was worse in the 80s. After they saw that run up in home values, a crash in housing transactions due to that affordability for the average mortgage payment, builders stopped building, everyone said it was smarter to rent, home value growth, not home values, went down to basically zero. And then what happened? Interest rates came down. It was during a recession, and everyone loves to talk about that recession that's looming today. So what happens if that recession happens today? Well, if all those similarities and everything we've learned from every other recession, other than the great financial crisis, which we can all agree was more than just a recession, and we're in a very different position from today, is that interest rates come down, the transactions pick up, and there may be a pent-up demand spike in home values, but we just saw mostly normalized growth return. There was no home value crash after the 80s inflation, even though if you look at the chart, home values on a percentage value went up more before interest rates hit 18%. The biggest thing that happened was the amount of homes being sold crashed. And in my opinion, because a lot of people remember 2008 and don't remember the early 80s, unless you read and research and understand and go back and look into it. I was born in 87. I didn't go through this. But for the last 3 years, I have heard nothing more than home values are going to crash. And I have desperately tried to explain what I see being different. And so I've personally dug into the data and I've found some fantastic resources for that. And one of them is Logan Motors Xiaomi. And if you enjoyed this video or pretty much any of them that I do, you should give him a follow. He is the lead analyst for the housing market and housing economics for HousingWire. And if you ever get the opportunity to meet this guy in person or go to one of his live events,